If you're an Australian senior planning to travel in 2026, this could be the most important video you watch all year. From March 2026, new Australia passport requirements will directly affect older applicants, and small mistakes could mean delays, rejection, or even canceled travel plans. Many seniors assume renewing a passport is simple, especially if they've held one for years. But updated verification checks, stricter documentation standards, and tighter identity rules are changing the process. Today, I'm breaking down exactly what's changing, who it affects, and how you can avoid rejection. Welcome back to Centrelink Compass AU, where we keep Australian seniors informed, prepared, and protected. Let's get straight into it. From March 2026, the Australian passport application and renewal process will apply enhanced identity verification standards, particularly impacting seniors who may have older documentation, expired passports, or name discrepancies. The Australian Passport Office, under the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade, has been gradually modernizing its systems, and 2026 marks a stronger shift toward digital verification and stricter cross-checking of identity records. Why does this matter for seniors? Many Australians over 65 still rely on older paper-based documents. Some were born before digital birth records were standardized. Others have changed their names due to marriage decades ago and never updated supporting documentation formally. In the past, these issues could often be resolved easily. From March 2026, applications with inconsistencies are far more likely to be delayed or flagged for further review. The first major change involves identity confirmation. Seniors renewing a passport that expired more than 3 years ago may no longer qualify for the simplified renewal pathway. That means instead of a basic renewal, you could be required to complete a full application, including new photographs, updated referee details, and potentially attending an interview. If your passport has expired and you're thinking, "I'll deal with it later," be careful. Once you cross that expiry threshold under the new rules, you may face a longer process. The second key change involves stricter document matching. Your name must match exactly across all identity documents: birth certificate, citizenship certificate if applicable, Medicare, driver's license, and any previous passport. Even small differences like missing middle names or hyphenation variations can trigger delays. For example, if your birth certificate says Margaret Ann Smith, but your driver's license says Margaret A. Smith, and your previous passport says Margaret Smith, you may now be asked to provide additional evidence linking those identities. Seniors who married before the 1990s and never updated all documents consistently are particularly at risk here. Another critical update involves photo standards. Australia already has strict passport photo requirements, but enforcement is tightening. Photos must meet biometric standards for facial recognition compatibility. Glasses, heavy shadows, incorrect head positioning, or low-quality printing are leading causes of rejection. Seniors who wear prescription glasses often forget they must remove them unless medically required. Professional passport photo services are strongly recommended. A rejected photo can set you back weeks if you're close to a travel date. Let's talk about proof of citizenship. For Australians born overseas but naturalized decades ago, original citizenship certificates must be provided if requested. Laminated certificates, damaged copies, or uncertified photocopies are not acceptable. If you can't locate your original certificate, you may need to request a replacement before applying for a passport, which adds extra processing time. Another change focuses on guarantor and referee requirements. Your referee must meet specific criteria. They must have known you for at least 12 months, not be related to you, and hold a valid Australian passport themselves. Seniors in smaller communities sometimes choose close friends or neighbors without checking eligibility. Under the updated rules, Incorrect referee details will cause automatic processing delays. Now let's address processing times. While standard processing times remain officially similar, applications flagged for identity inconsistencies may take significantly longer. The system now cross-checks identity data against multiple government databases. If something doesn't match, your application goes into manual review. This is especially important for seniors planning extended travel, cruises, or family visits overseas. Don't assume you can apply a month before departure. In 2026, safe planning means applying at least 3 to 4 months before travel if your documentation isn't perfectly aligned. Another area seniors should understand is damaged passports. If your current passport is water damaged, torn, or excessively worn, you must declare it. Failure to do so can lead to complications. From March 2026, damaged passports are assessed more strictly, and you may be required to complete a full replacement application rather than a standard renewal. There is also increased attention on signature consistency. Your passport signature must reasonably match your current signature. Seniors whose signatures have changed over time due to age or health conditions should be aware that significant variation can prompt verification checks. Let's talk about name changes. If you changed your name due to marriage or divorce and your documents don't align, you must provide official change of name documentation. Marriage certificates issued by recognized state registries are generally accepted, but ceremonial certificates from religious institutions alone are not sufficient. Now here's something many seniors overlook. International entry rules are tightening globally. Many countries require at least 6 months validity remaining on your passport before entry. If your passport is valid but expiring within 6 months of travel, you may be denied boarding by airlines. So even if you think, my passport is still valid, check the expiry date carefully. And speaking of airlines, remember that airlines check passport details against booking names. If your airline ticket name does not exactly match your passport name, you could be refused boarding. Under stricter global compliance rules, airlines are not flexible about mismatched names. There's also a growing emphasis on fraud prevention. The Australian government continues strengthening identity security to combat passport fraud and identity theft. While seniors are not specifically targeted, older Australians are statistically more vulnerable to identity fraud scams. Ensuring your documents are secure, consistent, and accurate protects you from both rejection and misuse. Let's discuss practical steps you can take right now. First, check your passport expiry date. If it expires within the next 18 months and you plan to travel in 2026 or 2027, consider renewing early. Second, gather your identity documents and compare the spelling and format of your name across all of them. If there are discrepancies, resolve them before applying. Third, locate your original birth certificate or citizenship certificate. If you can't find them, apply for replacements early. Fourth, confirm your referee eligibility before submitting the application. Fifth, use a professional passport photo provider familiar with Australian standards. Sixth, apply well ahead of travel dates. Now let's address cost. Passport fees are periodically reviewed, and seniors should budget for standard adult passport fees rather than assuming discounted rates apply automatically. Always check official government sources for current fees before applying. If you live in regional or remote areas, allow additional time for document processing and postal delivery. Delays can be longer outside major cities. Also remember that applying online is increasingly encouraged. However, seniors uncomfortable with digital applications can still use paper forms. Just ensure handwriting is clear and all sections are completed accurately. If your passport application is rejected, you will usually receive written notice outlining the reason. In many cases, it's fixable, but it costs time. Avoiding errors from the start is far easier than correcting them later. For seniors who have changed appearance significantly since their last passport photo, major weight change, facial surgery, or other noticeable differences, ensure your new photo accurately reflects your current appearance. Border control systems rely heavily on biometric comparison. Another overlooked detail is travel insurance. Many policies require a valid passport at time of booking and travel. If your passport application is delayed, it can impact insurance validity. The bottom line is this: March 2026 doesn't mean seniors are being targeted. It means identity verification is becoming stricter across the board. Seniors are simply more likely to have older documentation, name variations, or expired passports that require additional checks. Preparation is protection. Before we wrap up, here's a quick checklist summary. Check passport expiry. Verify name consistency across documents. Locate original citizenship or birth certificate. Confirm eligible referee. Get compliant passport photos. Apply early. Double-check travel booking name matches passport exactly. If you follow these steps, you dramatically reduce your risk of rejection or delay. Travel is one of life's great joys. Visiting family, exploring new places, taking that long-awaited cruise. Don't let paperwork stand in your way. At Centrelink Compass AU, our mission is simple: keep Australian seniors informed so there are no surprises. Rules change, systems update, but when you know in advance, you stay in control. If you found this breakdown helpful, share it with a parent, grandparent, or friend planning travel in 2026. Subscribe to Centrelink Compass AU for trusted updates that matter to Australian seniors. And if you have a passport question, drop it in the comments. We read every one. Stay informed, stay prepared, and most importantly, travel with confidence.